I think that's every single day we became better and better, and if now I can say that I was grow up mentally. It's the most important moment that you can be prepared physically, but sometimes the biggest problem is between how my coach says it's biggest problem is between 2 years, and now I feel super strong and physically and mentally, and I'm ready and 100% to go this Thursday.
Last one from me. Obviously, going to a title fight, you have good people around you helping you out. What's been some of the best advice that you've gotten so going into this fight?
So much advice.
У тебя вокруг уже стало очень хорошая группа людей, а что самое лучшее кусок, что ты говорил, advice, что тебе сказали, что тебе именно поддерживать?
Now it's I don't really need to find additional like motivation, because I already have very good motivation, because I every time fight for simple three things: for my family, for myself, and for my God. And it's thanks God that now I have a really good team around me, very strong guys, and they help me to become strong, how I said before, not just physically and mentally. I think it's one of the most important moments in professional athletes performance, when you're ready mentally. If you feel that you're strong mentally and with a belief in God, you can crush in mountains.
Thank you and good luck.
Thank you.
Alexandr, I know this might be a little bit of a weird question, but how's your health? Because that last fight looked pretty scary the way it ended. Everything's good?
Yes, now I'm healthy and 100%.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
And I wanted to ask you, what was the fan feedback? Because obviously fans, they expect the fight. They don't want to see any fight end that way. I'm sure you don't either. But how was the fan, feedback? Were people empathetic towards the finish and your illegal shot, or were they critical?
Was both ways. Was guys who was critical as me, but was guys who supporting me. And to be honest, I don't care what says different people. For me, it really matters opinion of my team, and people who see how hard I work every day in the gym, what I put on scale, чем я жертвую во время подготовки.
The drive and desire that he's putting every day, how hard he's putting out.
That's why for me it's matter opinion, just these people.
Yeah. You think the fans are unfair because you're the one that got wronged, right? Your opponent was the one that threw the illegal shot.
Yeah, that was not my fault, people can understand just who was in this situation. That's it.
Yeah. And I do want to ask you, you fought in the UFC, you had 10 fights, you had a very good record, 7-3, you had a winning record in the UFC, and before you left, you had won your last fight as well. We've seen that the UFC also caught Jairzinho Rosenstruck and recently Martin Buday, and fans have kind of been complaining because those have been guys that have been winning. What are your thoughts on that trend, on the UFC cutting guys with winning records and in the rankings as well, ranked guys?
I don't know what's going on now with these guys. What is their heads? Because I think it's heavyweight is really we can call that king division, because if you cut guys who in a winning streak, and I don't know, it's maybe something wrong with them. I can't comment these moments, but I think that these guys who was cut after win, it's big mistake.
Yeah. And your 2 fights in the PFL, how has your experience been so far?
I like it so much because here everything much easier. Everything works. Everybody works around the athletes. very good conditions for athletes, and I'm very happy to be here.
Lastly, do you have a prediction for the fight Thursday?
My hands will be raised up.
Thank you.
Alexandr, over here, just to follow on Dan's question there a little bit, do you feel like maybe in UFC they don't respect the heavyweights enough? I mean, like, you see guys like yourself, like you was mentioning, Martin Day, all these guys who, like, theoretically are not even that far from necessarily fighting for titles, and they just kind of will cut them no matter what the results are, no matter whether you win or lose. Does it feel like maybe they don't respect the heavyweight division and heavyweight fighters enough?
I don't know respect the heavyweights or not. It's better to give this question for them personally, but I think it's to cut the guys who in a win streak. It's sorry, but it's bullshit.
What was your experience of that, like, at the time? What was kind of said to you at the time as to why they weren't renewing the contract?
They don't comment. My contract was like over, and they never respond me why they don't want to resign my contract, and that was terrible.
I'm sorry, to follow up on that, did you feel disrespected by that?
Yes.
Do you feel like, in terms of that treatment, you feel better here at PFL?
100%. We can't discuss it. It's 1,000,000%.
Obviously, when people think about fighting for a promotion, the question is always money, right? Like, how much are you getting paid? It seems that's the number one. But how much does treatment and I guess feeling valued or respected weigh into fighting?
And from money perspective, it's more opportunities here in PFL. I feel because it's UFC never give me enough fights. They don't keep busy heavyweights, and I don't understand why. Usually, when I just start fighting professional MMA, I was very active. I was fighted like 4 or 5 times in a year, and as soon as I signed the contract with the UFC, I started to fight just twice a year, and it's a little bit like holding you back. And because for a professional athlete is the most important moment to be active, because you have to know, you have to see the goal in front of you, why you're training for.
Alexander, you're going to have around a 20-pound weight advantage against Oleg. Do you think that would play a factor at all on fight night?
Yes, I think, because as soon as I will take him down, he will feel my pressure, and plus I think that one of the toughest my side on my game is my grappling and my wrestling.
Alexander, so your first pro fight final was November 19th, 2016. You had a rear naked choke in the first round. Can you talk about how you've evolved as a person, a fighter over that period?
That was my pro debut, and this guy who was my opponent, I have wrestled before with him on international tournaments in Ukraine. I know that he's a very good wrestler, but and I remember like that was like yesterday. My things in my head was, hey man, what do you have to now fight with these guys? For me it was like first experience in professional MMA. I couldn't find the reason to fight this guy, But soon as cage was closed, I find minimum 10,000 reason why I have to fight this guy.
Yeah.
And that was choke in the first round. I remember this very good, and I start very aggressive. I used my wrestling skills. I pushed him in the cage and choke him close to the cage.
Yeah, I want to continue with the kind of flashbacks. So your wrestling backgrounds, your skills. Can you talk about your favorite memory representing your country at the World Wrestling Championships?
What again?
Like wrestling for.
Твой любимый момент, когда ты выступал за сборную, за свою страну, ты можешь вспомнить самый твой любимый момент?
I remember in 2007 in Cadets World Games in Trabzon. That was and that moment, that was one of my best experience in my national team. I took the silver at that time, and that was very crazy experience for me because, you know, I was born in a very small city, and we don't have the very good condition for training sessions. Our gym was a little bit smaller than this room, and when you feel that from so small room without the great conditioning for training sessions, you can become silver medalist and so high events, you're starting to proud of yourself, of your gym, and you understand that it doesn't matter what's going on around you. If you believe in your dream, one day this dream will become the true.